my name is Sarah Philbrick, and this is my audience. Nursing is an art, and if it is to be made an art, it requires an exclusive devotion as hard a preparation as any painter's or sculptor's work. For what is having to do with dead canvas or dead marble, compared with having to do with the living body, the temple of God's Spirit. The topic of nursing and how it demonstrates God's love, humility, and mercy relates to all of you because at one point or another you will be in contact with a nurse. With this being said, it is important to see how nursing communicates a few of God's values in the world. As a nursing student, I have seen from experience these characteristics. Furthermore, through research, I have identified other examples of God's love, mercy, and humility exemplified through nursing. Nursing is a very broad field of study that is needed everywhere in this earth. Because of this, nursing can be used as a platform for promoting things that God values. Today, I would like to discuss with you how God's characteristics of love, humility, and mercy are explicitly communicated through the profession of nursing. First, I would like to share how God's love is distributed through nursing, then his characteristic of mercy, and concluding with the concept of humility. John 13:34-35 states, "A new command I give to you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another." The profession of nursing is not simply about giving medicine to people to bring them back to normal health. It is much more than that. Nursing requires personal touches of love. When patients see nurses who deliberately go out of their way to help ease the pain of another, it quickly reflects God's love. The Huffington Post shared an example of such an incident. Lori Mesko, a registered nurse at Botsford Hospital in Michigan, shared a time when she lent her own jewelry to a patient. Instead of forcing this older woman to drink the nasty-tasting liquid, Mesko connected with her patient in a loving way by giving her her jewelry if she promised to drink the medicine. Small acts of kindness such as this promote God's love to individuals. This brings me to my second point. Not only is God's value of love demonstrated through nursing, but also the idea of mercy. Mercy, according to Webster's dictionary, is a kind of forgiving treatment of someone who could be treated harshly. Matthew 5:7 states, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." An example of a nurse showing mercy is found in an article from the New York Times written by Sabrina Tavernise. Sabrina wrote the following. When it came time to have the baby, Sharita Corley was alone. Her mother was at the casino, her sister was not answering her cell phone, and her boyfriend had disappeared months earlier. So she got into her green Chevy Trailblazer and drove herself to the hospital. "I feel so down," she texted from the hospital bed. "I'm sick of these deadbeats. I'm sick of having to be so strong." The message went not to a family member or a friend, but to a nurse, Beth Pletz. Miss Pletz had counseled Miss Corley at her home through the Nurse-Family Partnership, which helps poor first-time mothers to be parents. Home visiting is an attempt to counter the damaging effects of poverty by changing habits and behaviors that have developed over generations. It can be easy to look down upon people who are not as well off as others. In fact, in our society today, it is easy to overlook those in need because we value money and wealth. People are often quick to assume that those with wealth have worked hard to earn it, and those who are not so well off are lazy, but this is often not the case. Instead of looking down on these people, nurses can reach out and help by showing God's mercy. Nursing also promotes God's value of humility to others. Humility is a vital aspect of many different professions. It is a necessity for a leader to be humble. John Baldoni, writing for the Harvard Business Review, noted the following. "A sense of humility is essential in leadership because it authenticizes a person's humanity. We humans are frail creatures. We have our faults. Recognizing what we do well as what we do not do so well is vital to self-awareness and paramount to humility. All throughout the Bible, we see humility as a vital aspect of the Christian life. Ephesians 4:2 states, "Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing one another in love." Christ demonstrated the ultimate act of humility by descending into the form of man from God. and sacrificing himself on the cross for our sins. An example of humility from one nurse found in the New York Times describes a young woman who willingly moved to West Africa to help individuals fight Ebola. This article noted the following. Since the latest Ebola outbreak entered public consciousness, most accounts of U.S. health workers have focused on the ones returning. Now Miss Hallen, a 31-year-old nurse with 2 years' experience, is going the other way. To be frank, Miss Hallen is willing to risk her life for the needs of others. As a nurse, she is willing to put her life on the line in order to save others. As I've discussed, nursing displays several aspects of God's character. The qualities of love, mercy, and humility can be used as tools to bring others to Christ. When I think of nursing and how it displays God's characteristics, I think of what people commonly say. Don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Nursing is a great way in which Christians can live out the example of Christ.